All right, let's see if I'm on. See if we get this up and going. All right, I am live. I see two people are watching. One of those might just be me, but we are on. Sorry, I am a couple minutes late. I had to take my dogs out and everything, stuff like that. Hold on just one second. All right, let me see. So, welcome to a Saturday night live stream, sports talk and Q&A. We'll talk some sports, get your questions, my answers, kind of thing. Whatever you want to talk about. I tried to do it last night. No one really showed, but it is what it is. And it was kind of bad timing for me. Anyway, so I mean, I don't know really what to talk about as far as sports go, because of this whole coronavirus thing and its impact on sports. And again, I see three people are watching. Feel free to type in the chat. But this whole coronavirus thing and the fact that it is now getting into sports and affecting sports is it's getting out of hand, it's really, it's ridiculous. I do think that now I get it's serious, but at the same time, it's one of those things you just hate it, right? And if you're a sports fan, you're the fact that this has to now mix into sports and everything is just ridiculous, Um, so that I mean, it really sucks. But anyway, with that being said, a lot of stuff has been canceled. Although we do have a fight tonight in UFC. It's Lee versus Oliveira. Vera, I don't know. I don't really know a whole lot of fighters. Of course, I don't really watch fighting because I don't have, what they call pay-per-view, which I finally figured out what that was a few years back, honestly. But let me put a hat on here. Yeah, I'm a fan. The hat on. So, but UFC is actually pretty interesting. I've seen. I know I saw one fight one time. I went with my dad somewhere, and we went with a friend. I don't remember who was fighting. I don't really remember who it was, but um, it was a knockout within like 30 seconds. It was over. Like that UFC is that one sport that you never know how long it's gonna take, right? Like it could be just like that. It could go on for hours until someone gives up, but it is what it is. Hokey for Life, I see, was in here when the stream got scheduled. I'm not sure if Hokey is in here now, but thanks for typing in the chat prior to the stream. I do appreciate that, at least for showing up. I see three are watching. Again, feel free to type in the chat if you have questions. This is a Q&A. We talk sports, and I'll answer some questions and stuff. Try to keep it clean. All that good stuff. Let's see. So that being said, so this coronavirus deal is canceling March. We could come back. There is a possibility for that, and I think that I don't blame them for canceling March Madness, but I do think that the fact that the coronavirus has to mix in with sports, and I made a video about this. Was it yesterday or Thursday or whatever? Maybe Wednesday, but sometime this week I made a video just giving my thoughts on the tournament being canceled and baseball potentially getting canceled and stuff. And I mean, it's ridiculous. So, what's up, Nate Kingston? I saw you in here last night when I tried to do this stream, but it was obviously a fail. But um, but hopefully this one won't be. Uh, I hope that March Madness comes back. Yeah, I mean, as a basketball fan, you hope that. Now, again, I can't watch it because I don't have live TV. They upped the price on Hulu and we got rid of it. So, best case for me is like radio or um, highlights and stuff. But I definitely, you at least want to try to follow it. If you can't watch it, you can't watch it. Um, but you try to catch highlights and stuff and, get people's opinions and stuff. But I do hope it can come back. And we were just fixing to kick off the SEC, the ACC, the Big Ten tournaments. I don't even think we even got to one game. But now I think when they put the I think they put one game on, and then the news came out that they're postponing March Madness, and it was during one of the games. I think I could be wrong, but get the March Madness app. Hold on. I mean, I know I'm 18 and all that. I know technology and apps and stuff, but I didn't know there was an actual March Madness app. First I'm hearing about it. Hold on. Can I watch it for free? Or I guess I can obviously follow it, but stream all live games. Follow along with your bracket. Let me ask you this. I would assume you probably have it, but let me know. You create a bracket on here. Is that free? Because I could probably make a bracket. I mean, it might be too late for that, but I don't know. But thanks for letting me know about that too, by the way. So I'll download that. And again, I'll follow it. NBA is still going on. Baseball is still going on. I say it's still going on in the sense like the season. They're not gonna cancel the season altogether. Obviously, you'd have to pick it back up at some point. But I'm no expert on the coronavirus. I don't know what's gonna happen with it. I don't know, but anyway. So if anyone has any questions, feel free to type them in the chat or whatever. We talk sports and all that again. It doesn't even have to be a question. I just thought Q&A would be great for a title. But so let me double check the chat. Hokey for life. Nate Kingston. Thanks so much for showing up, guys. Really do appreciate that. So let's see. So yeah, again, it's getting out of hand. This coronavirus deal, and they've canceled all the games for today, for tomorrow, I'm sure. Now I don't know if they've canceled. I guess they would have had to cancel all the games, but that would only make sense, I think. So. But anyway, so let's talk some football real quick because I know that. I mean, listen, you can talk about March Madness all you want to, but with it being canceled and everything, there's that. I mean, what are you going to talk about it? I mean, it's canceled as of right now, and just got to keep an eye out to see, what happens with it. But I guess some practices in football. Some football practice and stuff for spring practices. I think Alabama canceled a couple because of the virus deal or whatever. I guess something with the NCAA and all that. But there's still time over the summer for these teams to practice. But at the same time, if you cancel football practice, you're basically giving these players and these teams and these coaches less time to try to practice for the season. And less time to practice means less time for preparation and everything like that. You're not going to be as good as you probably want to be. unless you work twice as hard with what practices you do have, I guess. But to make up, let's see. Let's check the chat some more. Nate Kingston, hope that March Madness comes back. Yep, March Madness app. I already read those two. Did you hear that 2K is coming back with NFL video games? Isn't 2K the NBA video games? Unless you're talking about something else, I did not hear any video games coming back. About any video games coming back, that is. But who do I think is the dirtiest football team in the NCAA? Are we talking like the baddest football team, like they're good, don't mess with them, or are you talking about like just sloppy and just terrible? Let me know what you mean by that. But and follow-up question, are we talking about all-time college football team, or are we talking about going into this year? Don't mess with them. Well, I think if you look at this year, first off is Alabama, Clemson, Ohio State. Three teams right there that'll most likely be favorites to win their conference, make the playoff, and everything. What's up, Tiger Nation? What's up? How you doing? Haven't seen you in a stream, but here, I'm gonna make you a moderator, Tiger Nation. Only got a couple, but I think if we're talking all-time greatest football team, I'm gonna be honest. I do like Clemson from last year. I get what they did to Alabama, but they rightfully earned it. Yes, you can say whatever you want. Oh, Alabama was all out of sorts in that game. True, but they were the first Tiger Nation. They were the first team in modern football to go 15-0. Alabama had a chance twice to do that. Let's not forget the year when Deshaun Watson beat Alabama that first time. That was a 14-1 season. I'm not sure who you guys lost to. Was it like Louisville or Pitt or something like that? But that was the first. Now, in terms of the fact that they did it before anybody else, I think the 1980s with a team like Bama and the Bear, and you got Miami, you got whoever. Well, that was the 80s, and listen, really, come on. You can say whatever you want about teams in the 80s and 90s going 14-0 or whatever their record was, winning the title and everything. They were the best of that year, which really, by the way, they didn't even have the BCS in like the 80s. They would put two teams up against each other, 1 and 2 in like a Sugar Bowl or something. I get the rankings and all that, but that's how they used to do national titles and stuff. But anyway, worst team ever, SC Crapolina, 131 years and nothing. Hey, Steve Spurrier did a pretty decent job. Don't forget, Alabama won the Natty in 2009, went undefeated for the first time in the Saban era, the only time, by the way. Wonder why. And the year after that, they were the defending champs, coming off a 14-0 season. And what happened to Alabama? They go to Williams-Brice, and they got their butts beat. So, I mean, you got to give them that win at least, Tiger Nation. But then again, when is the last time South Carolina won a national title? Let me look this up. South Carolina football national championships. Let's see what they've claimed first. Let's look at that. Football. Main article. South Carolina Gamecocks football. Heisman, 1 winner. Bowl record is 9-14 all time. That's terrible. Championships. Here we go. Wow. So they have been how long have they been in the SEC? It looks like they used to be in the ACC a very long time ago, like 50 years ago. Um, but they've won. So they won an ACC title back in '69. That's irrelevant. They were 6-0 in conference record, 7-4 overall that season. That was terrible. Um, of course, we remember the 2010 game, the season where they went on and lost to Auburn in the SEC championship game. And they were just, I mean, they are probably, well, I don't want to say they're the worst program in SEC football or ever. I mean, Clemson fans probably say that because rivalries and stuff like that, Tiger Nation. But I think that they just have never been very relevant. I get what Steve Spurrier did. He did really great. He just never won a national title, but recruited some good guys and everything like that. Now they're stuck with Will Muschamp. I mean, haha, no joke there. They left the ACC in '69. So what are they? They've been removed about 50, 51 years, something like that. They're the worst ever, even if I wasn't a Tiger. History don't lie. Yeah, that's true. History, um, you can't argue with history. I mean, listen, you can argue with an opinion, you can't argue with the facts. So, uh, okay, let's do this. We're opening up the again. This is Q&A, so if you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. But we're opening up a new decade this year, in the 2020s. Let's reflect back on this decade in the 2010s. Um, what let best team of the 2010s and the worst team of the 2010s? This might be tough. Now, we're not talking about, don't tell me, well, Tulane's terrible or whatever, but let's talk teams that were like was maybe like the 2015 Auburn the worst, or like a team that is known for being relevant, but this decade they had a year where they were just terrible, maybe, if you want to think of it like that. So I would say I'll honestly give it to Clemson in 2018 as the best team of the decade. The worst team of the decade, probably Arkansas every year since like 15 or 14 or whatever. I think especially if you want to take the team from last year or something. But I think that I don't know. There's a lot of teams. I don't know, but we could rank the national championships and the champions. So we look at this decade. Bama's got 5. Clemson's got 2. LSU's got 1. That's 8. Auburn got 1. And I think, who's the other team? Florida State, I believe. Those teams won a natty. So you have LSU with 1, Bama with 5, Clemson with 2, LSU with 1, Florida State, and Auburn. Did I forget any teams that won a natty in the 2010s? I would say I would put maybe a team like the 2018, or I honestly, and based on what I saw this decade and everything, I get what Alabama's won like 5 of them, but I really want to put LSU and the Clemson teams up at the top too, and uh, Alabama not far behind, but it's tough to pick which one I think did the best. I don't know. It's tough, but anyway, check these comments here. So But you can make a debate about this decade in football and everything, and so there's that. But so Alabama was supposed to play. Well, who were they supposed to play? I think it was this past Wednesday or Tuesday, whatever. They were supposed to play Tennessee, but of course, because of the coronavirus, they had to cancel it. Talking about men's basketball here, by the way. We were supposed to go and beat those Volunteers handily, no problem about it, and they canceled it, and it was a second round matchup. Which, by the way, what's the deal with these tournaments and there being a first round bye in the conference tournament? Shouldn't everyone technically be playing in the first round of the tournaments? I could be wrong. Someone let me know, but I think that it's kind of ridiculous, but. So they canceled that. They canceled all the games. Princeton and Harvard. No one probably is going to watch that unless you want to see nerds on a court. That's what that is. They canceled. I can't believe it. Can you believe they canceled this game? To be determined versus to be determined. They just had to cancel that game. That was going to be the best. Two unknown teams. We didn't even know who was going to play in them. We didn't even get the full bracket for everything before they could cancel all of it because of the coronavirus. I mean, it's ridiculous, but I feel bad for those unknown teams that. But anyway. Yeah, feel free to hit that like and the subscribe button if you're new. Let me do something real quick. Hold on. There. It's kind of loud out there. My dad's watching a movie or something, but so they canceled it, and I guess they've canceled the NBA and MLB too. So, and I remember I was talking to who was I talking to? I have the text here. I think it was my Nana I was talking to because she follows my channel and everything. Big supporter. Love you, Nana. Yeah, whatever. So she texted me. She's following this and everything, and she says, "What are you gonna do on your channel now with everything being canceled?" I'm not sure. I guess I'll just follow this as it just comes up and everything, and I mean, I guess as news comes out about the coronavirus and sports and everything, I'll just kind of follow it. But I mean, who knows how long this could last? This could take the entire season away. And what are you going to do? Are they going to make up the games that we're missing, or are they just going to pick it up where it is? I mean, because the records would not be fully complete. Like, obviously, I think they make up the tournament games, but take the NBA. I think that's gotten canceled too. Yeah, because I'm looking at like Golden State and Milwaukee, Chicago, Miami, Pacers and Sixers. I mean, these are games that are postponed, and it's not the postseason in the NBA yet. But it's getting pretty close. I mean, are they just gonna pick it up like when they get back? And it's like, you like Tiger Nation. I have to talk to you. We'll all be in therapy, Tiger Nation. I can promise you that. There's no doubt about that. All of us college football YouTubers and fans and everything like that. They can't listen. There's no reason. Let's see, it's March now. We have till the beginning of like September. So what do we have? We have like 5 months. Count it 6. We're at the beginning of March still, somewhat almost halfway. Let's count it 6 months. If this doesn't go away in 6 months, and they cancel football, oh my goodness. That is going to suck. Hold on just 1 second. I'll be right back. Can you guys hear me? I'm back. I had to help my brother with something. I'm trying to make dinner a little bit. I'm still here. So, who all is still in here? Tiger Nation, Hokey for Life. At least that's what it is in the chat. I'm not sure if you guys are still watching, but I'm still here. Sorry about that. Hey, Hokey, what's up? So, anyone else got some questions or whatever? Been on for 30 minutes, although for me, probably been on like 28 because I had those um, couple minutes where I was doing something. But so yeah, so sports is canceled, and all of us sports fans are just gonna have to suck it up and deal with it. You don't have to ask questions about sports if you don't want to. We can talk whatever, but or really just put whatever you want in the chat, I guess. So I've been trying to just work on school and everything, and I guess I'm making progress. Senior year, second semester, and all that, but so I noticed that what's going on Hokey for Life that you're not gonna upload for a month if you don't mind me asking why. College football will prevail, Tiger Nation. That is true. We will have college football. And if they decide to cancel it, um, listen. You want listen. You want to take away basketball or baseball? Fine, take it away. You're taking away college football, man. Get out of here! Come on, son. Ain't gonna take football. Come on now. That's crazy. It's crazy talk. So, but I'm about a couple classes. I'm more than halfway done. But what? Hold on just 1 second. Let me mute this so that way I can scream at my brother.
See, this is why you wouldn't be accepted at a real job.
Listen, this is my job right here. Now we're unmuted. So leave my room. You get the milk. He's trying to get me to help with dinner. 70% of the money? You talking about the university? I mean, what are we gonna do here if they do cancel football season? Man, they're not canceling football season. I think the fact that they're canceling sports because of a virus is ridiculous. You know, honestly, come on. The coronavirus, that, man, I get it's serious and it's hurting people, but man, is it really this bad to where we're canceling March Madness? It cannot be that bad. Check some of my grades here. I'm normally really good at. I take this forensic science class. That it's pretty cool. I'm pretty good at it. A couple of assignments here or there that I struggle with, but anyway. So UVA hasn't beaten Virginia Tech and Blacksburg in 31 years. That's a heck of a streak, Hokie. Auburn hasn't beaten Alabama and Tuscaloosa since 2010, so that's about a 10-year streak this year. Or technically, if you want to put it in, if you want to separate it and make it half, because we play there every other year for the Iron Bowl, it's 5. I don't know how do you count that? Oh, you haven't beaten us there in this many years. We're on a streak of. I mean, do you count it half? Because normally rivalries will play like opposite stadiums and alternate every other year. So, like, if you play like Clemson and South Carolina, let's take that. I know that Clemson owns them for the past probably a decade or so. I don't know how long it's been. Tiger Nation can fill me in, but let's say we have a streak of the past decade, and this is hypothetically. Let's say Clemson's won 8 of the last 10 matchups, right? The 2 they've lost are at home, right? And you look at Death Valley, or I'm sorry, not Death Valley, Memorial Stadium, because Death Valley's in what do you call it? Baton Rouge. Yeah, that's where the real one is. Sorry to burst your bubble, Clemson fans, but let's say you have a decade, right? So you have a decade of Clemson and South Carolina. 5 games played in Columbia, 5 games played in Clemson, right? Let's look at the past 5 in Clemson. South Carolina has beaten you guys 1 time. This is hypothetically. I don't really know what it looks like in real life, but now I'm a little lost. I guess so you have won 1 of 5 matchups, South Carolina, at Death Valley or Tiger Stadium or Memorial, whatever. You've won 1 out of 5, right? I guess that means that you've. But for Columbia, let's say you've beaten them there 3 times, so you've beaten them 4 out of 10 years. Hold on, the real Death Valley is in Clemson. Was named Death Valley in 1940s before LSU. LSU was called Death Valley. I can see the point there. I was just trolling with you. Technically, though, if I Google this right now, Tiger Nation, and you do this too, Death Valley. You know what it brings up? It doesn't even bring up one of the stadiums. It's technically a national park in California, which means I believe that was there both prior to both of those stadiums, and that's the real Death Valley. So I think both LSU and Clemson should give up Death Valley, just keep the stadium names. So I mean, that's my opinion. I was just trolling around, man. 3,000 square miles. That's a lot. That's right outside. I guess that's right outside Las Vegas on the Nevada and California border. Let me see. Geology here. It's pretty close. Nevada's like right outside California, I think, too, right? But beating Crapolina by 27 games in our series. Is that your overall record? You have 27 wins against them, or are you saying you're going to win 27 straight? 'Cause that's a very long win streak there. But let me double check this here. Clemson versus South Carolina rivalry. The Palmetto Bowl is what they call it. Clemson wins the series or leads the series 71 to 42 to 4. They've met 117 times. Clemson's on a 7-game win streak. Or no, they're on a 6-game win streak. They have the longest win streak is 7, from 34 to 40 back in the 1900s for the Palmetto Bowl. Okay, here's a trivia question. You can Google this if you want to. Or actually, don't Google this. Google this. But I will tell you this. So this year makes the 80, I think it's the 85th Iron Bowl. So take a guess, Tiger Nation and Hokie for Life. What do you think? And I'll pull this up so I can see it and let you guys know. But what do you think the overall Iron Bowl record is overall? I'll give they have met I guess 84 times. Let's see. Yeah, they've met a total of 84 times. And it's pretty close. It's pretty close too, overall. Oh man, Hokie, you are so close. Tiger Nation, any guesses? He is so close. Clemson and Carolina series is the second longest in college. I don't find that hard to believe. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put the record in here for the Iron Bowl. Let me see. Is that your guess for the Iron Bowl, Tiger Nation, or 46, 33, and 3? That's a good guess. The actual record, Alabama leads the series. "46, 37, and 1." So close. I guess if you were trying to guess the Iron Bowl record overall, Tiger Nation, you were very close. You're off. You were off by the ties and the losses. You guessed 2 extra ties, and it looks like 4 extra losses for Alabama, but very close. I'll give you that. So that's the record of the Iron Bowl so far, and Alabama's gonna have its 47th win overall this year when they play in Tuscaloosa. And this year will make 10 years since that very impressive comeback, they called it, with Cam Newton. Scam Newton. Yeah, I don't know. I was really young at that time. I turned in 2010. I turned 9. Turned 29. I turned 9 years old in 2010. I didn't really pay attention to football that much. I would like say Roll Tide and then go play with my toys or something. But anyway. Let's see the chat. Again, if you're new to the channel, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Really would appreciate it. $9 and 86. Wow. You look pretty young in your profile picture, Tiger Nation, to be honest with you. I never would have guessed you were that old. I figured, I mean, you look like probably in like your 20s or early 30s, but, well, let's see. Hold on, 86. You're 9. So, I'm trying to do this math. I don't know, but brain is too tired for math. Here's a good one from Hokie for Life. Virginia Tech football rivalry. Meetings total 101. All-time series. Tech leads 58, 38, and 5. Largest victory 48-0 shutout in 83. Interesting. It's awesome, Tiger Nation. That's awesome. I gotta figure out how I can fix the quality of this stream because it looks all pixelated. I'm literally just using the actual live camera feed on YouTube. I just kind of go to the what do you call it, the studio. It's all not like pixelated, but it's not that good feed like I'd use on my phone if I use that live stream app that I use for like the basketball streams that I do and all that. So here's another question. This is mainly for Tiger Nation. I want to get your thoughts because I've heard a couple people talk about this, but Trevor Lawrence is going to be a junior this year. There's a lot of talk about whether he will go to the well, I don't want to say a lot of talk. I think a lot of people expect him to. Well, let's say he doesn't win a natty this year. And I'm not jinxing it, but let's say he doesn't win the national championship with Clemson this year. He's only got the one from his freshman year. Does he come back for his senior year and try to get a second title? Or does he just say, you know what, I'm going to the NFL anyway. You know, what more, do I have to prove? Yeah, I would think he's going to the NFL. I don't blame Tua for going to the NFL. I'm actually thankful he left. Thank you. As a Bama fan, I'm so glad. I'm so glad Tua's gone. All right. Listen, I like Tua. I do. Love him to death. He's the best that we've had, but I'm ready for some Bryce Young action, man. I'm ready. I'm looking forward to it. Bryce Young's going to win the starting job. I think by week 3 with that Georgia game, we will have a starter named at quarterback, and it's probably going to be Bryce Young. Excuse me one second. Be right back. Oh man, I'm sorry. I am so sorry about all that. I just realized my mic was off. You guys didn't say anything either, too. But okay, here's a quick summary of the past like 2 minutes or whatever it was. Um, basically, a lot of games to look forward to. Not going to be able to watch them. Have to figure it out on like ESPN Radio and blah blah blah. Some good games to look forward to and all that. I really do apologize for the mic being off. I really got to do a better job at trying to check that. But anyway. You guys can hear me now, though, right? I think we're good with the audio. It's gonna suck. I'll be honest. I like to go back and watch my streams sometimes and do an evaluation and all that, just to see what I can improve on. Well, I know now that I can improve on checking my microphone. West Virginia is the coronavirus champs because we are unaffectable. Oh, you're in West Virginia, not Virginia Tech, or Virginia in general, I guess, but I didn't know that. So, yeah. And again, Tiger Nation, you guys will be great with or without Trevor Lawrence. I think with DJ, you'll be fine. And do we know where Chase Young's supposed to be transferring? Do we know where he's going? Wasn't it like Duke or something? He's gonna go there, and because he has no real talent to show off, at least as far as being great like Trevor Lawrence or whatever. No offense to him, I'm sure he's got a good arm, but he's not Trevor Lawrence. Come on. So, but anyway, and my mic is still on, right? I'm gonna try better to not let that happen again. Oh man, but yeah. Let me scroll back up. See the. Yeah, thanks, Oki. I got it on. We're good. Let's see. Who all is still in here watching? I see Gatornator's in the chat, Hokies in the chat, Tiger Nation still in the chat. It looks like. I guess Nate Kingston left, but I do appreciate it if anyone did stop in, even for a split second. That happens too. People will show up and like they just find my streams and stuff, and I guess that's just part of YouTube. It'll say like one's watching, and in like 3 seconds it'll just like that pop off. But people just like live stream hop and all that. I do that sometimes when I have multiple people I'm subscribed to, live stream and stuff. I'll make you a moderator, Hokie. You'll be fine. Here, I know you said you don't care, but why not? You show up here or there, so you're good people. You're good people. I try not to make everybody a moderator just because, people just want to be mods. What the heck? Because they want a wrench and they want to be in control. Well, if you're not the one live streaming, you're not in full control. Sorry. That's not how it works, but so why was your stream 20 seconds behind? I'm not sure. Maybe you had it backed up 20 seconds. Now I do know this, it does take a few seconds for it to process it and actually send it through. So when you're watching a YouTube live stream, and I've noticed this when I try to like watch my own streams as I'm doing it, just to make sure audio and everything's good, I just try to watch it for a little bit. Um, uh, you know, I try to make sure that it's on. I notice that it's a couple seconds just to get feedback and everything with it. Um, need to find something to go live on though. Hokey, what do you use like a cell phone or a computer for your uh videos? Because if you use your phone, I know an app that I use that you can actually use to put stuff on the stream. I'm not using it now because I don't really have much to put on there really to type. But iPhone or Windows, I can't help you with Windows. I have a Galaxy phone, but here's the app if you want to try to find it. Called Camera Live. Try to find that and get back with me if you find it or don't. But I know certain apps are for Apple, some are for Android. Nowadays, though, you see a lot of apps that are for both phones, but it used to be like only on Apple or Android or whatever, right? But like you get Samsung Pay on a Samsung, you don't get it on an Apple. You don't, but you only get Apple Pay on an Apple. But anyway, but check that app out. Hokey for Live, Camerafy Live, and you can put stuff up on the screen and stuff. And if you notice my off the court and the foul out live streams that I do, I use that. That's how I have the stuff on the screens and everything. So anyway, let me check to see if there's some sports. What do you mean it doesn't pop out, Hokey? Oh, we got a fight going on. Lee and Oliveira. I think I mentioned that earlier. So, man, there's not a whole lot of good games to open up the. Oh, you found it, Hokey? Good. There's not a whole lot of good Week 1 games, to be honest with you. Alabama USC is interesting. USC is one of those teams that they're decent, who's the head coach there? What's his name? Someone help me out. USC football head coach Clay Helton. He's been coaching there for a couple years. Let me see. How long has Clay Helton been there? A couple years. It hasn't been that long, right? Since 2015, so it has been a couple years. So he was there. He was there when Alabama played in 2016. Jalen Hurts' first year as a freshman. We played USC, and we get him again here. Week 3 has some very interesting games. They're very interesting. Why? It's more than that. Week 3. I had it on just SEC, but Georgia, Alabama is going to be good. Texas, Oklahoma, or Tennessee, Oklahoma, I'm sorry. That's going to be interesting. I think Notre Dame and Navy. Oklahoma plays Army. I mean, you have well-known non-con teams that are playing each other. Now, what all these teams are going to look like, you can only take a guess. And here's another thing. I mentioned this in my last stream, I think, but in my own opinion, and let me get your guys' thoughts. You expect a team like Clemson, like Alabama, to do really well in the season, right? You never really fully know if they're going to make the playoff, right? Now, let's be honest. It'd be crazy to say that Clemson would go 3-12 or 3-9. Really, it would be crazy to say that. You can make whatever prediction you like, right? Don't be surprised to see Bama or Clemson or Georgia or whatever competing for a playoff, but at the same time, you're really only predicting prior to the season. We see teams sneak up out of nowhere all the time. Heck, Penn State can make a run at the the Big Ten. They could win the Big Ten this year. I mean, what's stopping them? Ohio State coming to Happy Valley. By the way, a whiteout at Happy Valley. Never been there, but I've seen it on TV. Awesome. Looks awesome. Love it. I pull for Penn State a little bit. I'll be honest. I got family that are Penn State fans. Love you know. Clemson will go 13-1, lose to Tech in the ACC title game. Tiger Nation, I'm not sure if you're still watching, sir, but what do you think of Hokies' comments? If you're in here, I think it's a load of. It's stupid. Come on, really. I mean, good for you for having confidence in your team to do that, but that's got to be one of the most delusional comments I've ever seen on my channel. I mean, you got to be kidding me, Hokie. Come on. So anyone else got any more questions before I get off here pretty soon? I don't want to be on here too long. Been on here about an hour, 10 minutes. So if anyone has any more questions, let me know. I do appreciate you guys stopping in. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, and all that. This is a Q&A. Talking some sports, whatever. Mainly just sports talk. Again, it doesn't have to be any questions, but third string beat Notre Dame at Notre Dame a couple years ago. See, that's another thing, and I know people throw this around, but Notre Dame, doesn't have a conference they should join. How hard is it to join a conference? Just go to them and say, listen, based on location, we fit right in with the ACC. They're in the ACC in basketball. Why can Notre Dame not be in the ACC in football? Doesn't make sense. Or, I mean, you have more than Notre Dame. I mean, Army, Navy, Notre Dame. I'd have to look at the other teams. I know it's only 6 teams, but I mean, that's about half a conference for those independent teams. Do 3-3 or no divisions or something, but still have a conference tournament or whatever, or not tournament, championship. Sorry. Freudian slip. But anyway. Virginia Tech used to be an independent team. I didn't know that. What year did they join the ACC? What year did Virginia Tech join the ACC? 2004. Excuse me 1 second. I know I just got back in here, but I think I'm going to go ahead and get off. I've been on a little over an hour, but dinner's done for me and all that. So, and I don't want to be on here too long. So, I'm going to watch some. I've been watching some Boston Legal and Last Man Standing, trying to binge watch. So, see ya, Hokey for life. So, I'm going to try to watch some of that tonight. I'm waiting on Denny Crane to actually. Apparently, there's and my nana's the one that got me into Boston Legal, and it's awesome and hilarious. She's always asked me, "Has Denny started shooting people yet?" No, not yet. I'm sure I'm getting close though. But anyway, see ya, Hokey for life, and thanks for stopping in. Thanks to Tiger Nation as well for stopping in for the first time. Nate Kingston as well. Thanks to everyone who stopped in, even if you stopped in, you watched the stream a little bit and didn't type in the chat and you somehow found it. I do appreciate it. Hey, do me a favor, hit the like, hit the subscribe button. Really would appreciate it. I'm trying to be a sportscaster. I feel this channel is a good start for my career and everything. So we'll see how far it can take me. I guess I've been on I guess 4 months in April on the 9th. So I've been on just a little bit, a couple days over 3 months. So, but anyway, that's pretty much it for me. Thanks so much for tuning in tonight to talk sports and other stuff. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button. Really would appreciate it. If you're new, comments are always appreciated. If you maybe you're rewatching this and you want to comment down in the comment section because you missed the live chat or anything, feel free to do so. And that's pretty much it. Thanks so much for watching and tuning in, and I will see you guys next time. Until then, Ballard Sports Media checking out. See y'all.